Welcome to today's video. My name is Robin Thornton, encouraging you to think musically. And what we're going to be thinking about today is we're going to be thinking about single stroke rolls and double stroke rolls. These are, so I've set up my cameras here so you can see a sideways motion across here. And if you have a look at the, where are we? Over here. Look at the overlap there, then you can see it from a top-down approach. Rudiments. They're written on one drum, often the snare, almost always the snare I think, but anyway, written on the snare, and then we can spread them across the kit. So let's say we're learning a single stroke roll, which is just right, left. Then what we could do is we could move that across to all I was doing there was one hit with one hand and one hit with the other hand. So what I would say to begin with this one is that I do sometimes see some drummers starting, and if all they've got is single stroke rolls, this doesn't appear to matter, but as you develop as a drummer, this is going to matter. Gripping the sticks too hard, and the single stick roll means that there's a break in my wrist here. Let's see if I can pull this up a little bit here. So you can see a break in my wrist here, and you see it once for one hit. Break, hit, and then across on my right hand, break, hit. Now what I'm looking at here is I can see that my microphone might be clipping on the recording. I don't think it comes across that badly on the recording, but I'm going to use this to my advantage. Dynamics mean strength. I can change the dynamics of my single stroke roll. So rather than having very tense hands and only having at one strength, I can begin to loosen my fingers. So the way that I'm holding my sticks is yes with my thumb and my index finger like this, but my fingers here are much more flexible, and you need to practice having that flexibility across here, giving you let's see how responsive the mic is. That's about as low as I can get the mic. So practice your dynamics, practice your strength, or your force. Dynamic means force. Don't grip so that I can see, but loose. I hope this comes across on the mic as well actually, but there's a difference in tone between and. Possibly worth trying it on your own kit to listen for when I lock everything down, when everything is gripped like this, all the frequencies that can come off this snare or for any of the drums get locked when I'm holding the stick like this. Then it doesn't release what are called overtones. The drum sings better when I use my index finger and my middle finger to play, and then I use my fingers here to control. You can see here my camera's right up here, so being a little bit delicate with my high tom. I don't want to drop the camera off the top of it, but all those are just a single stick, single stroke roll, right, left, right, left. Now, what is meant by a double stroke roll, you'll see these written as right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. That is not picking up with the right stick and then picking up the right stick again. Because what that is 2 single stroke rolls. You can see a break in my wrist and a break in my wrist again. That's the wrong motion for this. What we're looking for is a single break in the wrist, and then without the wrist breaking again. There's a couple of different reasons for doing this. So it sounds like a heartbeat. Heartbeat's happening when the doors in your heart, or the ventricles in your heart, opening and then closing. And you'll notice that when a door opens and closes, there's an emphasis to what's happening. It goes strong, soft, strong, soft. So as I'm playing with the single stroke, with the double stroke roll, the first reason for doing this is that the initial impact, if left uncontrolled, becomes strong, and the secondary impact, if uncontrolled, becomes weaker. So it actually starts to teach you about emphasis and impact on the kit, which is really handy. You can also try and control stroke. You'll notice that the stick is away from the kit here, and it's away from my fingers. Now I can then and try to get those at the same kind of volume. Got the snare slightly, done this video just slightly after a student's lesson, and they always move the snare to where they want to, and it's not where I want it to be. So a couple of different reasons for doing this. It's kind of a bit faster around the kit, but it provides fluidity so that when you're playing, it's more fluid. The sticks are rolling through your sticks. The sticks are moving through your hands more fluidly. These are always written on the snare, but the implication is that once you've learned it on the snare, then you can move it across to other toms, across to other drums. Let's say the hi-hat is going to respond differently from the snare. The floor tom is going to respond differently from the snare, and certainly the ride cymbal is going to respond very differently. So if you can do double stroke rolls on the snare, then try them on the floor tom. Looking for that bounce again. I'll just get the stick out of the way. Bounce, pull. Bounce, pull. Notice that my stick is staying in contact with my fingers the whole time, so I can do that pull. That exercise is it's useful to get the stick roll the right way. It's completely useless for how you hit the sticks, how you hit the drums, because you're moving horizontally, you want to move vertically. But you can see that my stick is in contact with my fingers. Now if I move this across here, stick in contact with my fingers. And I use an electronic kit for a couple of different reasons. A little bit of control of the cymbals, and also you can get really interesting patches that happen on the electronic kit. I actually don't have that switched on at the moment, so while I could do across there, you're not going to hear that as a ride cymbal or whatever patch I happen to have assigned to that pad. So there we have it. We've got single stroke rolls, single break in the wrist, and with the left hand as well, and double stroke rolls, which is still a single break in the wrist, but because of the control of your sticks against your trigger fingers, then you have more fluidity on the kit. Individual video lessons are handy. I'm never going to speak against anybody on YouTube, because I myself post videos on YouTube, but they don't substitute individual contact time. Hopefully you found the video useful. But if you want individual contact time in lessons, contact me for lessons and we'll get something arranged. I'll see you in the next video.